So before the break, we talked about the rule of 72 and hypothetically how to double your money. I've heard you talk about this before on this very show. Well, this is a real world example of how one couple turned $67,000 into $25 million, but they didn't do it alone. According to Yahoo Finance, the Kipkes trusted their savings to a friend and neighbor named Warren Buffett. It didn't just happen overnight. It took about 30 years. Would you say this is a story about compound interest or trust?
Yeah, that's interesting. Did you read the article at all?
I did not.
Oh, at least you're honest.
I just read what, according to Yahoo Finance, the Kripkes trusted their savings to a friend named Warren Buffett. Of course, he knows what he's doing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting when you read the article. It says his minimum investment at the time was $150,000.
That was the minimum investment?
Yeah, he would take people with $150,000. And so he looks like, like them, whatever reason, decided to take less. But by the mid-1990s, their $67,000 skyrocketed to over $25 million, which today, accounting for inflation, would be about $40 million.
Dang.
That's crazy.
Do you think I could call Mr. Buffett and go, hey, buddy?
Here's interesting. It says, by the time Meyer died in May 2014 with Berkshire stock trading at $215,000 per share, their 833 shares would have been worth $180 million.
Dang.
That rate of return is pretty crazy. I can't even, figure that out right now off the top of my head. But that is, and it's hard to believe a lot of people, when I tell them sometimes numbers and they go, Brian, that just looks too good to be true. Like we had some clients and they have about 3 million, 3.2 or somewhere, and they're younger. And I'm going, okay, so, by the time you're 65, 70, you're going to have, it was something like $20 million or something. And they're just like, Brian, what kind of rate of return are you running? Like, 72% a year. I'm like, no, it was 7.5 or 8. It wasn't that much, but they were so young. And that part of that is spending the money too, right? I mean, they're using it. It's not like they were, not investing it, but so that's interesting. I would love to know what the rate of return at 67,000 turning into $100 million. But here's the thing. Let's say they bought the stock and they never sold it. Let's just say that. What's the tax that's due?
Oh my gosh.
On that stock, assuming they didn't pass away and they pass it on to family or kids or whatever, and they had to sell the stock and they needed it for whatever, they were going to buy something else, right? What's the stock? What's the cost of that transaction? I mean, $25 million. If their cost basis is basically zero, cost is what they paid for it, right? Basis is your, kind of your starting point.
Difference. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've got basically probably about $8 million in tax, somewhere in that neighborhood of. So it's not all yours, and it's not what you make, it's what you get to keep. So I would argue this is really more a tax planning article. It's an investing article too, but people do really well in business and real estate, or even holding long-term stocks. But then they lose it when it comes to tax planning because their CPA goes, we have a great client that came to me, and I'm still blown away at this. I don't understand this. It's what's wrong with the financial services, and financial services, the tax and accounting and financial advisory world, all of it. Even the attorneys, they say, well, we're fiduciaries. Well, I went to the attorney. What should I do? Oh, I don't know. That's not my field. I do wills and trusts and tax. I do tax attorney, getting people out of trouble type of work. Oh, okay. Went to the financial advisor. Well, come to find out, he's really just selling life insurance and annuities and manages a little bit in the stock market, but no planning, no strategy. Said, I don't know. I don't know what you should do. They had a $2 million beach house that needed to be, well, it was an escrow. It was already sold. And of course, this is what most people do. They get the offer. They get excited. We sold it. We sold it. Oh, now what? Okay, so let's go to our CPA and see what happens. Oh yeah, so $450,000 in tax. Okay. So we went to CPA. What do you think we should do? All excited and confident with the answers coming. Dun, 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 dun. Honey, we're going to get the answer. We're going to get the solution. You need to go see a financial planner. That was the solution. Go somewhere else. So they went to 3 different of their professionals, their trusted professionals, right, to go get advice. And this is not, some person working out of their house, that does this part-time. These are professional firms that have nice offices, big names. I don't want to say their names for just, to protect our clients. But they were extremely distraught and frustrated with the whole thing.
I bet.
Because these are the people they trusted. These are the people that one of them had bought 7 different life insurance policies from over the years, invested their IRAs money with. They had gotten their will and stuff done through the attorney. The taxes had been done every year, and they built a relationship. That was the thing. It was the relationship. Trust was broken. Like, what do you mean? This is the big stage of my life here. Like, this is a big asset so far, right? They actually have more coming that's even going to be bigger. And so they had been listening to me on the radio for a long time, and I was telling a story about a client, another client we had helped. And the same story was an apartment building, but the same scenario.
Yeah.
I'm going to owe the tax. What do I do? And so we walk through the scenarios. Here's what you can do. You can do a charitable trust. You can do, now that's too late, but you can do something after the fact. Opportunity zones.
That's what I was going to say. The damage has already been done.
Not yet. Until they sell, it's too late, right?
Okay.
So there's opportunity zones which you can do after the fact. There's things that you can do after the fact. There's 1031 exchange into a Delaware statutory trust. There's 1031 to Section 453, which is another type of trust. Not to go into the weeds of all these different trusts.
Yeah.
I can already see your eyeballs going.
Yeah, I'm glazing over.
Yeah. It's a lot, but the idea is it's very similar to you got a roll up toolbox in your garage. I can't remember. Because I think when we were moving you.
A roll-up toolbox?
Like I call it a roll-up. But yeah, it's got the nice tools with the roll-out.
Yeah, I got a couple of them,
Yeah, right.
The trays.
Excuse me, he's got a couple of them. Mr. Breck, I only have one. Okay. But anyways,
But yours is like half of the wall.
Yeah. Mr. Fancy Pants over here has 2. But the point is when you're working on a job, whether it's plumbing in the house or you're working on the dirt bike or working on the truck, right, you go to the tool. Use the same tool every time, right? And that's tax planning. It's the same thing. It's knowing where to go find the tool. I mean, I've got all these shelves and I'm like, where did I put? Where's the electrical stuff, right? Where's the strippers and where did I put the basin wrench for the plumbing to get up there and fix the sink, right? And it's all about knowing where to go when you need it.
It's a good analogy.
It's the same thing. And when you're first starting out, I don't care if you just got the certified financial planner and your CPA designation, you're a tax attorney, fresh out of school, you know nothing. You have no experience. You don't know where the tool is. Even if you do know where the tool is, you don't know what it really does. You don't know how to apply it yet. And so I think that's where, we come in and say, let's find the right tool for the Joneses or the so-and-sos that need help in this specific situation. Every situation is different. I think that's why I like it is because it's creative. It's not, okay, line up, we're making widgets over here, let's make 1 billion of these widgets. And if we just make 1 billion more, we're going to make a lot more money. It's creative every single time we're putting a different strategy together for them specifically. Thank you so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can also go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and listen to Retire with Integrity on Audible, Stitcher. And our radio show is live on 6 different stations. Go to financialplanningva.com to see the times that are available in your area.